Welcome to Healing Your Families. I help young moms with kids with special needs go from frustration, stress, and overwhelm to calm, confidence, and joy so they can achieve the quality of family life they desire. And I am so excited and honored for the guest I have today. Allyson Chavez is a prosperity and success coach for ambitious, God-centered women. She teaches women how to get phenomenal results with ease, bend time and space, achieve their goals without hustle or grind, reshape their reality in feminine energy, no more constant pushing. She's a sought-after speaker on mindset, prosperity, universal laws, and success strategies. She's the best-selling author of The Prosperity Approach. Her work has been featured on CBS, NBC, ABC, Fox, and hundreds of television, newspaper, and magazine outlets. Allyson, welcome.
Emmylou, this is such an honor. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for having me on.
I'm so excited for what you can share with our audience. You know, I think that young mothers, especially ones that have children with special needs, are really stressed and will really benefit from what you have to share.
Oh, I hope so. That's my intention, is that I'll be able to contribute in a really positive way to help your audience really feel like not only are they up for the task, they are divinely designed for the task, and to make a really big difference in the lives of their families and in the life of their world.
I love that. That's beautiful. So tell us a little bit about your own journey. How did you come to this point?
Oh my goodness, by doing it all wrong. I think I don't think that is unique really to anyone, you know, that trial and error. And by doing all the wrong things, I found the right things to do. But I've been in this online coaching space for 10 years, and I did it through hustle. I built it through grind. I actually went from zero to multiple six figures in just over 2 years. So we were making between $20,000 and $30,000 a month. And I only say that to give you some context. I'd never had that kind of money growing up. I certainly had never had that in my adult life, much less through a business or a company that I had created. And all of my belief systems were, I'm not enough. I don't make a big enough difference. I'm not doing enough. I don't actually know what I'm doing. I can't build this thing bigger. I can't sustain this. And that was what was going on in my mind. And it caused the hustle. It caused the grind. It caused me to constantly be working. It caused an enormous amount of stress and anxiety. I remember waking up most mornings thinking, I don't want to do this day, but I've got to do this day. And I would long for the weekend when I could actually sleep and escape. And, you know, on the outside, I looked pretty well put together, but man, I was just a raving mess on the inside. And because your reality will always match your inner programs and your inner beliefs, after about 5 years, my business started to tank. That's actually when we met, Emmylou, was 5 years ago. And the harder I worked, the faster my business fell. And we were in kind of a financial free fall for about 2 years. And that was pretty intense. And when the dust settled, and I had a moment of clarity, and I had stopped beating myself up with the not enough stick, I realized, holy cow, I created this. I created the hard, I created the struggle. I created an immense amount of internal suffering that wasn't necessary, but I didn't mean to. I think I can create my way out of it. And it was at that point that I really feel like God and my angel team was like, and Allyson is here to play. She's ready to suit up, because I was in a place where I was ready to learn and really to receive. So God taught me 3 really important things. He taught me how to balance feminine and masculine energy and lead with the feminine. He taught me about changing my subconscious beliefs, and we're going to talk about Enoughness today, because that's a program that most women run. In fact, I don't know any woman who hasn't at some point in her life run that belief. And he taught me about money. And when I learned those things and implemented them, rock bottom was a chapter 13 bankruptcy. So it wasn't,
Wow.
I mean, it was intense. It was intense. We went from bankruptcy to $232,000 in 6 months. My business went from 6 clients to 97 in the same amount of time. I lost 45 pounds in 4 months and kept it off. And now in the 3 years since that has happened, we've made over $2 million in our company, being able to change the world. My relationship with God has changed. My relationship with my family has changed. My ability to not just confront challenges, but to really accept them and see how I can grow from them has just absolutely transformed. And that's what I'm hoping to instill in your audience today. Like just this certainty in themselves, this confidence in themselves that no matter what season of life they're in. I have 4 children too. We didn't have any special needs children. And so I don't have experience with that, but we've certainly had mental illness that has run in our family and has affected our children. And so we've been in those crisis moments as well, and those really busy seasons as well. But I'm here to tell you that when you decide that you are enough, everything will change.
Wow. I love it. That is so powerful. And I love your story of hitting, crashing. Now I have to say, I admire you. You kept going even after you crashed and had to file bankruptcy. You still persisted.
Yeah, I think I'm too stupid to quit. I'm just not the smartest person. Actually, I am so convicted with what I'm teaching. And I knew, like Emma Lou, I knew even when everything was falling apart, that what I was teaching was true. And what I was teaching was based on eternal principles of truth. There was just some key that I was missing. Well, it was the enoughness key. but I knew that I was the linchpin to my success. And if I could just close that gap, then everything would change. And I'm stubborn enough, and your young moms out there are stubborn enough that we'll just keep on going until we find that solution. But thank you. I mean, I appreciate that. I didn't realize that you were like even aware of anything that I was doing. And so that means a lot to me, that was somewhat inspiring to you.
Well, you were like an example to me. We met at that event that was, motivational, and I remembered you, and the red hair. I think it's the red hair.
It's kind of hard to forget.
But I remembered you. No, but also your personality, and you seemed confident and determined. And then your name kept popping up in my social media feed. We became friends, and I just saw your successes and how you were moving forward. And that was, but let's get back to what you learned. It sounds like you mentioned 3 valuable lessons you learned from this experience.
Oh yeah. Like the keys, it's the keys that unlock all of the doors to how you want to experience life. You really can get higher and higher levels of success without struggle in every area of your life, regardless of where you're at right now today. And when you implement these things in they're really practical ways. There's nothing mystical or weird or anything about them, which is what I really appreciate about it. Because at my core, I'm just really practical. I'm like, just show me how it works. What does it look like? How does it translate to my life? And let me implement and let me experiment, and we'll see how we go. But really, it was understanding the difference between the energies, understanding how money works on a spiritual and an energetic level, so that I got out of fear of losing it or guilt of spending it, because I was an enormous amount of suffering where money was concerned, and most people are. And then most importantly, changing subconscious beliefs. And this enough belief is something that all women that I've ever talked to, we run this belief that we're not quite enough. And this is a belief that we don't even realize that we're running most of the time. But we can tell because of what we tell ourselves all the time. Oh, if only we're a better mom.
I'm wondering if it isn't related to, we have a tendency to compare ourselves to others. Now, I'm imagining right now there might be some young mother that's saying, she did all this while she was raising 4 kids. What's wrong with me? Why don't I, that we tend to compare ourselves to others. And I'm sure you're going to say this isn't helpful.
Oh, it's not. Comparison is the thief of joy. And I don't know who said that, but that is absolutely true. It robs us of our joy, and it certainly robs us of our peace. One of the great lies that we have been told through thousands of years, and especially in modern day society with social media and everything, the lie that we're told is that somehow we're all on the same playing field and that it's a level playing field. So everybody will tell you all of their great success. Look at how much money I made. Ladies, like take me, for example, I can say, hey, I went from bankruptcy to $232,000 in 6 months by changing these things. And then you can think, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? Why haven't I done that? But I had the systems and the structures and the team in place to be able to do that. It wasn't just like, oh, one day I had an idea. I'd been working my business for 5 years up to that point. And so I had skills behind me. And that was one of the big things that I robbed myself of, like the joy that I robbed myself of, because I would look at other people that had reached higher levels of success and they're like $1 million in 8 months. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? Oh, they don't have children. They've already made $1 million before. They're used to that vibration and that amount of money. And it's a man. and men play on a different set of rules than women. We do. We're wired differently. And most men don't run a program of I'm not enough. They don't run under dad guilt. Like, I've been married for 25 years. We have 4 children. My husband has never once come to me and been like, oh man, I am just feeling like the world's worst dad. Like, oh, I need to spend more time with the kids. Like, I just got to bond with them more. Like, we don't call it dad guilt. We don't, and he has told me later, like, oh, there was a time in my life when I really wasn't a very good dad. And he's like, but the kids are resilient. So they're fine. And we run under this awful mom guilt because we're wired differently as women. Men come kind of factory installed with a sense of self and with their own sense of worth. Like, if any man that is criticized, he measures it against whether he respects the other person, whether the other person has any credibility whatsoever. And most of the time they're like, whatever. We as women don't have that factory installed in us. It's why women look for validation from other women. It's like, I've never had a man ask me for validation ever, but I've had women, like, I've never had men ask me for permission for stuff, but we as women ask for permission because that enoughness isn't factory installed in us as women.
So we need to do that ourselves, right?
We do. We have to install that ourselves. And the beautiful thing about this is we can, and it's simple and it's easy. Can I share how to do it?
I'd love it. Please do.
You decide that you're enough, and you commit to the decision that you are enough. You are enough as a mom with the skills that you have, with the talents that you have cultivated right now. You are already enough to be powerful and influential in your home and to your children, and to be that great love and support and all of those things that you want to be for your children. You have to decide that, because once you decide that you're enough, you start making different decisions. Well, if I were enough, like, let's just say, okay, I am enough, and I've got this child that is in crisis. Well, then, because I know that I'm enough already, I also know that the people and the support system we need for this crisis to help us navigate through it will be all there. But when we run this program of I'm not enough, I'm not a good enough mom, I'm not doing enough for the kids, I'm not a good enough wife, I don't keep house good enough, I don't cook good enough, like any of those things, then when crisis happens, because we haven't made that decision that we're enough, or we've actually made the opposite decision, I'm not quite good enough, then we don't feel like we're deserving of help because we haven't earned it. We get into this like earning and proving energy when we've decided that we're not enough.
Now that sounds a lot like the abundance mindset versus the scarcity mindset. So deciding you're enough puts you in an abundance mindset.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because what it does is it opens us up to possibility. Because if we're enough and everything is always working out for us and there's a solution to whatever is challenging us right now, but you've got to run that as your baseline program, that I'm enough and everything is always working out for me.
Ooh, I love that. Okay, now this also kind of leads into the difference between the masculine energy and the feminine. Can you talk about that for a bit? Make sure that we understand.
Yeah, masculine and feminine energies are worth a really deep conversation. And it's time we had that conversation. So first and foremost, we're not talking about men versus women. These are energies of creation. Both men and women have masculine and feminine energies. It's the way that we balance them and the way that we lead out with them that really distinguishes the way that we create. Now, over thousands of years, women have been masculinized because we're very, very adaptive. We've had to be adaptive through the years because we're physically weaker, we're physically smaller than men. And that's just the what so of the situation. So we're not pitting men against women or anything here, but we've had to be very adaptable over the centuries, so that we can make ourselves valuable. Because back 30,000 years ago, if you weren't valuable to the tribe, then you get kicked out of the tribe. And because if you're a woman, you can't hunt, you can't defend yourself. You're dead. You're dead if you're not part of the tribe. And so we learned really quickly that we got to be scrappy and we got to be whatever is valuable to the tribe. So whether that valuable is competent or very efficient or very driven or very productive and results oriented or any of those things, we'll wear whatever hat we need to wear in order to be productive. Now that's masculine energy. Masculine energy is the structure that supports the desire, and the desire is the feminine energy. It's the feminine energy is the being energy, and the masculine is the doing energy. Now, when you have small children, you are in a lot of masculine energy just by default. I've been in that season of life too, having littles, and even, gosh, I have to say this with air quotes, even normal children are an enormous amount of energy.
Just taking care of all the details, making sure everybody gets fed.
Exactly. And then you add that layer of complexity with special needs, and you are just in constant go and constant push. But what that does as women is, first of all, it robs us of our radiance and it robs us of our joy, because we are in that production. We're in the production chemicals or production hormones, which is testosterone. And men have 16 times more testosterone that naturally occurs in their body than women. Women, when we're in testosterone, it's produced in two ways. It comes from our ovaries and it comes from our adrenals. Well, when it comes from our adrenals, we also get a shot of adrenaline with it. And over time, we get into adrenal fatigue because adrenaline is one of those fight or flight chemicals. And so we're always on edge and we're always on guard and we're moving and we're checking. And if we sit down, then something's wrong and it's going to fall apart. And so when we're in that for too long, what it literally does is it kills us from the inside out, because it starts eating away at our organs.
Burnout.
Oh yeah. Burnout, overwhelm, exhaustion, adrenal fatigue, body breakdown, illness, injury, your immune system is compromised, the autoimmune things start coming up because we're in too much of that production hormone and too much of that adrenaline all the time. So as women, and especially as moms, we've got to learn how to balance that. And it's not a 50-50 thing. It's like a 70-30 thing. And the best way to do that is to start your day in the being energy of the feminine. The being energy is, what do I want to experience today? It's the experiential. The doing energy is the execution. So, you've got your calendar, you got your to-do list, you got to do this, got to go here, got to go there, got to do the errands, got to do the doctor, got to do the therapies, But what do you want to experience as you do that? Most moms will experience putting out fires all day long. And I run from one fire to the next, one crisis to the next. And all it is just me trying to it's just me trying to juggle spin the plates, juggle the ball, be on the unicycle, all of that. And it's just exhausting. And then it's this one eternal Groundhog Day. But if you'll set an intention at the beginning of the morning, even before you get out of bed, like take a moment, take a few minutes and just deep breathe. What do I want to experience today? For me, my big things is peace and flow. I want to experience peace. And the only way that I experience real deep, profound peace is by connecting with God. And that can be done through music, that can be done through meditation, that can be done through uplifting reading, through scriptures, through other books that feed you spiritually, to connect to a higher power. Because I know if I'm connected to a higher power, then together we can do anything. We can face anything with grace and with calm and with peace and with certainty, if I'm connected to my higher power. And then I want to experience flow, because I don't like the feeling of putting out fires either. And so I want to be able to flow even through the interruptions, because they're going to happen all throughout the day. That's called life. And so I want to be able to just like, oh, the river's going this way. I thought it was going to go this way. We're banking to the left for a little while. All right, now we're going to bank to the right. Maybe we're going to go back and we're going to circle around. That's okay, because I'm in flow. And when you're in flow, it's this delicious feeling of just being present in the moment, allowing the unfolding to happen. Instead of like trying to pull open the flower, you let the flower bloom at the rate the flower wants to bloom. And you're just kind of along for the ride. And what this does, first of all, it changes your entire energy. So instead of that frantic energy that we're in and that scattered energy, we've got all of the energy in us. It helps us to focus more. It helps us to stay present. It helps us to find solutions so much faster. It connects us to our intuition, because now we're in our body instead of, in our head and out of our body, just putting out fires all day. It also influences your household. It influences your children.
And it sounds to me like you're in feminine energy. You can feel that love. I think mothers want to feel love.
Yes.
And you can feel that love, and you can feel that relaxation. That's just loving being with your children.
Absolutely. And here's the magic that happens. I mean, as if flow isn't magic enough. When you are leading with feminine energy, masculine energy is divinely designed to serve and support feminine energy. So if your intention is to be in flow and to be in love with your life and to be in love with your children, the experiences that you're having, masculine energy will naturally show up to support that. So you hit the lights green. So kid having a meltdown, there's somebody that comes very quickly to be able to soothe the child, whether it's you or somebody else, or the child gets soothed. Like it's really amazing how people step up and how situations tweak just a little bit so that the masculine energy can come in and divinely serve and support feminine energy. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And when you're in your feminine energy, you ask for support. When you're in your feminine energy and you have decided you are enough, just as you are, it's much easier to ask for what you want. Hun, I am wiped out. I can't even handle the dishes. Will you take care of the dishes tonight, please? Yeah, sure. Absolutely. And a lot of times we go, I just give and give and give until there's nothing left of me to give. And I still have all of these dishes to do. And this house is a mess. And look at the laundry. And I can't even brush my hair. I haven't showered in 3 days. And we've all had that before. And so, this is conversations that I've had with my spouse. So I can, afford to be a little tongue in cheek about that. But it's because I was running this program of I'm not enough and I got to do it all on my own. Because that's a natural outcropping of believing you're not enough.
That's what led to the crash.
Oh yeah. That's absolutely what led to the crash.
Wow.
Yeah. But when you're enough and everything works out for you, you expect it.
Oh, I love this. I love this. So, and this is just, what I urge parents is, when you become a better person, you become a better parent. And this is just a beautiful way to do it. Just remembering those two. To lead with the feminine energy and to decide that you are enough. We didn't even get to the third one, money, but I want you to have time to tell us how people can find you and And what do you have for frazzled, stressed out mom?
Oh my goodness, I have lots. This has gone so fast. Holy cow, I can't believe we're already here. I was just getting going. But thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to contribute and hopefully pour into you and to those moms out there. I'm everywhere. So I have a podcast. It's called The Prosperity Approach. Would love for you to tune in on that. You can see me on YouTube as well, or and any of the, the audios where you can get on and listen to podcasts. I'm all over those. You can also find me at AllisonChavez.com. What I do want to leave you with, though, is if you want to be part of my tribe where I'm sending out, we'll drop the podcast right into your email inbox. I think a really important thing to understand is the difference between the feminine and the masculine energies. And so I created a downloadable PDF. It's an at a glance PDF. So you'll go to prosperityapproach.com/@a-glance. It's all one word. And it just lists really beautifully the qualities of the feminine, the qualities of the masculine, how you show up in each of those energies. So it'll kind of give you like a launching pad to see, oh, where do I want to play today? Which feminine quality do I want to focus on today? It's a lot of fun. Feminine energy is playful, it's flirty, it's spontaneous, and I don't think we get enough of that as young moms or moms at all. And it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. And so I boiled it down to make it really easily digestible so that you have a jumping off point for that. And that's a free download. So you're welcome to go to that. And you can find me on Facebook. I'm over at the Prosperity Experience. And I drop Wednesday wisdom every day because I don't believe in the theory of prosperity. I believe in experiencing prosperity. So what are the things that we need to do and the ways that we need to think in order to live our most prosperous life?
Wonderful. Okay, now say that URL again, that the
prosperityapproach.com/@a-glance.
At a glance.
Yeah.
And they can right there just start to analyze.
Yeah.
What energy are we using? And that's huge. I think I loved how you expressed that. Be aware of your energy.
Yeah. And just be curious. I tell my clients, massive awareness, zero judgment, because we're always judging ourselves as women. So just get into awareness. Oh my goodness, I have a gap here. I didn't know. For years, I didn't know that I was just in so much masculine push energy all the time. And I kept beating myself up on what's wrong with me. And I just didn't know. So be so compassionate on yourself and just look at it as, oh, let's experiment with this. I like that wording as well. Let's just try this on. Let's just experiment. Let's see if I feel any better today, just by playing in this feminine energy, and let's see how it goes.
I love it. I love it. Allison, thank you so much. You just in this time, you have dropped so much insight. I'm so excited that my audience gets to hear this. I love it. And I hope they'll find you. They just can search for your name. Like you said, you're all over, and get that at a glance. prosperityapproach.com/@a-glance. Is it that prosperity approach, or
just prosperityapproach.com?
Prosperityapproach.com @a-glance. I love it. I got to get it.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
All right. And to my listeners, thank you so much for joining. Be sure to join us next week at the same time. Remember, we're making the world a better place by strengthening families, one family at a time. I'm Emmylou Penrod at healingyourfamilies.com.